Have you ever felt like you're talking to this incredibly smart AI, but you're just not getting the results you pictured? Well, the secret isn't just what you ask, it's all about how you ask it. So today, we're going to move way beyond basic questions and dive into the world of prompt engineering. This is a real discipline for designing instructions that get the absolute most out of large language models. So here's the game plan. We'll start with the basics, what prompt engineering even is. Then we'll get into the core techniques to really unlock the AI's reasoning power. After that, we'll zoom out and see how prompts fit into bigger systems, cover some super actionable best practices, and finally, we'll take a peek into the future of this whole field. All right, first things first, let's get on the same page. What exactly is prompt engineering, and why do people call it the art and science of guiding AI? At its heart, it's all about crafting the perfect input to steer an AI exactly where you want it to go. And this matters a lot. Because you see, even the smartest models out there can give you garbage if you don't give them clear directions. A great prompt is what turns a random, kind of useless response into something truly brilliant. Okay, now we're getting to the really fun part. We're going to explore the techniques that go way beyond simple commands and start to unlock the incredible reasoning power that these models have under the hood. So think of this as our advanced toolbox. And these aren't just, different ways to ask a question. No, these are structured methods for guiding the AI's internal thought process. Whether you need it to do some heavy-duty logical deduction, explore creative ideas, or just be more accurate. Let's kick it off with chain of thought. This is so cool. By adding a simple phrase like, let's think step by step, you're actually getting the model to show its work. This one little trick dramatically improves how well it performs on anything that needs logic, like math problems or complex planning. It's all about showing the work, not just spitting out an answer. Now, Tree of Thought takes that idea and just blows it up. Instead of one single straight line of reasoning, the model explores multiple branches all at once, just like a tree growing outwards. It can weigh different arguments, look at different outcomes, and even cut off a branch if it's a dead end. This makes it an absolute powerhouse for tricky decisions and creative problem solving. This one really hammers home the old saying, show, don't just tell. The zero-shot prompt on the left, it just gives an instruction. But look at the few-shot prompt on the right. It provides examples. By actually showing the model what a good input and output looks like, you're basically teaching it the exact format you want. The results? Way more reliable and predictable. Okay, let's talk about reliability. We all know these language models can make stuff up. Self-consistency is a really clever way to kind of fact-check the AI against itself. You ask the same question a few times, maybe get it to think in different ways, and then you just pick the most common answer. It's like a majority vote, and it's fantastic for filtering out errors and boosting accuracy. So we've got our core techniques down. That's great. But in the real world, a single prompt is just one tiny piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. Now we got to start thinking about system design. A powerful prompt is kind of like a brilliant engine, but that engine isn't very useful without the rest of the car built around it, right? In professional, real-world applications, our prompts are part of a much larger automated workflow. And this is what that often looks like. It's a classic orchestration pipeline. An app might start with a web search to get the latest info, process that data, and then build a prompt on the fly that injects all this fresh context before it even talks to the LLM. This is huge because it breaks the model free from its static training data and lets it answer questions about stuff that happened like yesterday. Of course, when you start building these big systems, you run into classic software engineering problems. You've got prompt versioning, which means treating your prompts like code, tracking every little change and improvement. You have to deal with non-determinism, which is just a fancy way of saying the model might give you a slightly different answer each time. And that's why we use orchestration frameworks to manage all this complexity and hook our AI up to things like databases and APIs. All right, time for some super practical advice. Here are a few key best practices you can start using literally right now to make every single prompt you write a whole lot better. First up, be specific. Write a poem about OpenAI is okay, but it's really vague. But specifying the length, the tone, the exact subject, and the style, that gives the model clear guardrails to work within, and the result is going to be so much more targeted and just higher quality. The more detail you give, the better the output. Period. Second, be explicit about the format you want. Don't just ask for entities. Show the model exactly how to structure them. This not only makes the response predictable, but, and this is the crucial part, it makes it way easier for another program to read and use that output automatically. Third, tell the AI what to do, not what not to do. It sounds weird, but giving negative instructions like "don't do this" can actually confuse the model. It's much better to give it a clear, positive action to take instead. Guide it toward a constructive path, and you'll always get a better result. And don't forget, the words in your prompt aren't the only thing you can control. You have these powerful dials, like the temperature parameter. For factual stuff where you need a straight, reliable answer, you turn the temperature way down, close to 0. But for creative brainstorming where you want new, wild ideas, you can turn it up to introduce a little bit of helpful randomness. So, let's wrap this up by looking ahead. Where is all of this going? What's next for this field that seems to be changing every single day? At the end of the day, this is what it's really all about. It's the skill of translating what we want, our intent, into a language that the machine can actually understand and act on. It really is the essential bridge between our amazing ideas and the AI's incredible capabilities. And that's the big thought I want to leave you with. As these AIs get better and better at just understanding us, will we even need detailed prompts anymore? Or will our ambitions just get bigger, requiring even more sophisticated engineering to solve even harder problems? It's a fascinating question to think about. Thanks so much for watching. For more deep dives into AI system design and automation, make sure you follow and subscribe.